Hello, friends. Oh my gosh. Today is all about Roman Szmal. I looked this up on the internet yesterday and how to pronounce it. So this is what Google told me, Roman Szmal watercolors. First and foremost, welcome, welcome. I'm thrilled you're here. I'm thrilled that I finally got out from under a creative watercolor rock and purchased these, what I'm hearing are incredible, incredible watercolors. So let's just make sure everything's sounding good. We actually have Kelly here today for this live. So give Kelly a hey in the comment section. I love seeing that this comment section gets going before I even get here, which is awesome. Thank you, Virginia. Yes, I'm trying out some new hairstyles just to like mix things up a bit. Friends, if you're here on replay, I'm thrilled. Replay lives, I try to make these lives super fun, not only for the live folks, but for the replay team, because let me tell you what, so much good information happens when I'm just like off the cuff. So welcome, welcome. If you're team replay, head into comments and just let us know. Team replay, woohoo! All right, wonderful. Glad the sound is okay. Hello, hello. Okay, so here is the dealio. Roman Szmal. And you know what? Feel free, friends, get into comments. I am new to this brand, so I'm not an expert. I did some research, dug around, looked at some reviews, and so I'm just going to kind of take you through some of my notes. Roman Szmal is a brand out of Poland, and just incredible from what I'm seeing and what I'm understanding about the way these are made. Honey-based pigments, and so honey-based paints. The pigments are what makes the paints. And so what I love, a couple of things. What I'm really excited about, and excuse me, we're gonna get some screen sharing action hopefully going up here, so you can take a look. From what I understand, they are available through Jackson's Art Supply. And I believe Jackson's, as of today of this live, if you're watching Team Replay, who knows? But right now they are on sale, which is how I snagged my first palette of these bad boys. And so, which is super exciting. I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen. Yay. Okay. So take a look at this color range. From what I understand, this color range was expanding very quickly from like 2020 to 2022, adding like 15 colors a year. I believe right now is it over 160 paint and pigment formulations. Really cool. So I love variety. Y'all know this. I'm not a paint mixer. I love variety. Okay. Let me say this. I don't like to get forced into paint mixing. So love, love, love that. The other thing I love is there are about 10 or 11 particular colors, pigment formulations that are either very rare or not often used pigments. Granulating, of course, to create some really cool textures. Can't wait to explore that. So I'm going to be going through those and mentioning those and guess what? We're going to swatch today. We're going to swatch and paint. So if you don't know, I'm on a journey in 2023 to swatch my entire collection of watercolors, everything from my uber professional to my artist grade to my mid-range to my student or beginner. I'm swatching them all, and it's time. So yeah, look at these colors, like incredible stuff. I reached out to y'all on the community tab here and I asked you, what should I grab? And one of the colors that came up most often was, and I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. It's one of those words I have really hard time pronouncing. Cherry quinacridone. Did I get it right? I usually say quinacridone. Anywho, so we have cherry. We got the cherry. Super, super stoked about that. There's Aquarius. I think there's an Aquarius green. There's an Aquarius orange, if I'm not mistaken. And there is a very specific gray that is a word I can't pronounce. We're going to call it P as in Peter, gray. If y'all know how to pronounce it, I don't know, like send me a voice message on email. I don't know. Yeah, Misty Morning. I got me the Misty Morning. Super excited. So there are plenty of folks online in the YouTube universe that have done extensive testing. And I'm going to go ahead and have Kelly share her screen with one of those artists. Her name is escaping me right now. They've definitely called into question some of the light fast ratings, is what I'm hearing a lot of. Some of the light fast ratings have been called into question. And this particular artist did some extensive, like year-long tests. And so because Roman Szmal has some dupes for like Daniel Smith's Moonglow and different things, but with better light fast ratings, because if you know about Moonglow, it's an incredible pigment paint from Daniel Smith, but it's not light fast. And in direct sunlight, it does color shift, and if unprotected, of course. So she was curious. She was like, well, I don't know. Like, these are all their paints are being given, or majority of their paints are being given a light fast rating of 7 to 8 on the blue wool scale. And she was suspicious. And so her tests are showing that some of these paints aren't as light fast as the company says they are. So I'm going to be sharing these links down below after the live is through, so you can read through all of this. This is the kind of like paint and pigment science-y thing that I don't get into as much. I know about it. I understand what she's doing. I then take that and I do my own thing. But I always like to bring up the more science-y aspect of things because it is important. You should know about it. So do with that what you will, friends. But you know what? It is time to get down to the painting table because we have a lot to cover today. I'm going to be swatching my collection, and I'm going to be painting also. Going to be painting and just having a good old-fashioned fun time. And that's my chair creaking like, good heavens. All right, friends. So here we go. Keep the questions coming. Kelly is going to, somebody said Pribbit's Gray. Prisbis Gray. Okay, I pronounce it Prisbis Gray. Prisbis Gray. Prisbis. Okay, I'll stop saying that. It sounds weird. Sounds weird in that I'm saying it too often, not for any other reason. Okay, this is my collection. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'm just, watercolors make life sing, and clearly make me sing. So let me just show you. This is the box. I got them from Jackson's. They came so quickly. Good night fast. I was so daggone excited about them that I literally tore this box open like a fool. So a couple of things I want to talk about before we get into swatching. So they, I don't believe they're yet available in any type of tube. Double check me on that. We got half pan availability and we do have full pan availability. These remain kind of wet. Wet isn't the right word. Soft. So I did have some difficulty getting them out cleanly. I've seen other artists recommend popping them in the freezer for a little while before you unpackage. I did not do that. Therefore, I lost a little pigment in the process. Like, there's actually one here that I want to show you that is like so stuck. Maybe it got unstuck over the week. No, like you can see, like, hi. Definitely want to utilize that freezer trick, because right now I'm going to have to like get to scraping this bad boy out because I am not leaving this pigment behind. And this glorious color, oh, I think I did an oopsie. I don't think I remember what this color is. I am really bad at the organization of my pigments, like super bad. I'm going to do that later. Maybe somebody can tell me. I think this is Naples yellow reddish. And let me just double check. to make sure. This might be. Yeah, this is Naples yellow. All right, somebody tell me what this color is so I can label it. All my others are labeled. But anywho, just something to be aware of so you're not shocked by it. And so you can prepare for it unlike I did. Now, these half pans, I just had to call attention to this. Would freezing them affect the paint viscosity? I've never done it. I don't think you're not freezing it to the core. You're just, I think, putting it in there to kind of harden them up for a little bit. So I don't think you're going to have issues. But really good question. But yeah, I would just freeze them for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Just get them real cold so they hopefully pop out nicer. I love, you get a little hand painted swatch in this packaging, which you can see all of mine over here. So I just think they're delightful, and I am keeping them. So this is Aquarius Brown. This is one of those special pigments that's exclusive to Roman Szmal. Really nice, lovely, lovely. Okay. All right. Anybody got what this is? Let me get through comments here and see. Roman Szmal paints are really mushy. They're delightful, but you don't just want to leave any of the paint behind. Yes, exactly. Best paints or line in this brand for transparency. Look, we will find out. We will find out. The thing about Roman Szmal, from what I understand, and friends, remember, this is like literally a blind reaction. I have not touched these except to unpackage them. So anywho, as you can see, this palette, if you watch my videos faithfully, oh gosh, you know I've been trying to use this tin for so many things. And again, this tin doesn't work, but I'm going to eventually put them in my little Blondie tin, but she's got some rust, so I need to do some like rust blocking finishing in there before we put the paints in. But isn't she cute, Blondie and Dagwood? So cute. Dagwood's a painter, and oh my gosh. Anywho, that's not what we're here for today, Christy Rice. Okay. Let's get this last bad boy out of here. The packaging is nice. This is what I would call, anyone with young children would know what I'm talking about. This is actually frustration-free packaging, unlike what some of the toy companies claim, because it just kind of peels out really quickly. The most annoying part is the potential stickiness. This one was perfect, no issues. I'm going to go ahead, and I've been labeling these Roman S. And then the color on the other side, this was Aquarius Brown. Wow, I had to write small. Okay, Aquarius Brown, fabulous. The full pans have this little wax paper situation, which didn't really help things at all. As you can see, I left this one on purpose. I started to peel it back over the weekend, and I was like, oh, I got to show my friends what's going downtown with this one. So we're just going to leave this one here, and I will pull some paint off of that for swatching so it does not go to waste. And then let's take a look at this last full pan. This one is Blue Ridge Raw Sienna. I was very excited about, Blue Ridge Raw Sienna. It seems really interesting, very curious. Let me get you the pigment numbers on this bad boy. PY of 43 earth pigment. Interesting. Okay, let's see if this one also is, nope, this one peeled beautifully, no waste. Lovely, lovely. Let's get her labeled Roman S. All right, friends, will you make a video of how you get rid of the rust in the tin? I'd be interested in watching that. I sure can. I might do a short about that, a YouTube short maybe. That might be more suited. But who knows? That's great. I will certainly do that. I will film that process when I do it. It's going to happen soon. So, all right. I don't have magnets on these yet. I haven't gone that far because I wanted to be able to really play around with these. Okay. Here she is. I think I'm at about 23 paints. I don't know. Not that it matters. you can get a glimpse of what's going on with these bad boys here. Yes. Gorgeous. I love that you're asking. Y'all are having conversations in the comments. Love it, love it, love it. Can you look at your, yeah, I can look at my order. Absolutely. I know it looks like Naples yellow reddish, but this one's Naples yellow red. Oh, you know what this is? I think this is flesh. I think there was something called flesh and I liked it, even though it was very close to Naples yellow reddish. I think that one's flesh. Anywho, friends, keep the questions coming as we swatch. And I'm thinking this is the order I want. Let me play around with this. I think I want, this one is Aquarius Braun. I'm just trying to get my order locked in here. I think this is about right. I am not terribly persnickety about the order of my paints. I'm just not, I mean, obviously I like to go from warm to cold to earthy. Sometimes I mix it up just depending. This is Quinachrome Gold. Let me just get a sneaky peek of what this one feels like before I decide where to put it. Yeah, she's quite yellow. Okay, so she gonna go up here. That's just how I feel about that. Okay. Are we having fun, friends? If you're having fun, go ahead and give this video a boop. Oh my gosh, the words. A boop. I'm going to answer this question. Kelly, keep it up on screen. A boop is a like. And a like on these videos helps others find this information down the road. Do the half pans come with all that extra packaging and the full pans in minimal? Correct. Yes. So there is plasticness in the half pan packaging, which I don't know. I don't like, why couldn't they just do the minimal packaging for the half pans, right? I don't know. Maybe they'll fix that because definitely unnecessary. Definitely. All right, it's time. It's time. Actually, wait. I'm not going to do that. We're going to label. How do we like my little swatching paper here? This is something I've been toying around with. Look at, isn't she cute? So we're going to go ahead and write the brand in here. Roman Szmal. And we can do some notes later. And then, all right, let's get into, we'll do the first 12 colors. This one is Quin. Okay, this is Quin. I have it Quin D as a, good heavens, abbreviation. And I forget how to pronounce the full color, but it's not a quinacridone. Ooh, I said it right. It is something else. So let's get into it. Wow, that, the re-wetting, like velvet, like butter, just kind of does its thing immediately with the dampest of brushes. Lovely. This is the Quin D. Somebody tell me what the full name, Quin, it's Quin D. And then there's a whole bunch of letters after it. Don't you love my like very insane way of speaking about colors? I'm a wackadoo. The half pans. Oh, the half pans are new to their line. Jackson's Art. Yep, there'll be a link. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Been wanting them forever. And check it out, Carissa, because, oh, Carissa, it's so nice to see you here. See in quotes, but I think there's still a sale going on as of today. Yeah, the extra packaging is bothersome. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Let's get down a little closer. Let's just really dig in here. All right. Okay, lovely. And this is that Quinacridone Gold Hue. Quin Gold Hue. I didn't even spray these, so it's really curious how easily They are doing their thing. This is lovely. Really, I can sense the transparency just right away, whereas this one was a little more opaque, maybe a semi-transparent. I'm not sure, but you know me. I'm not going to scientifically. Ooh, look at how nice it shears down almost to nothing. It's just such a soft little haziness. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. This is that Naples reddish. Naples reddish. Love that name. Reddish. It's like how I talk. It's realistic-ish. If you have used this brand, go ahead in comments. Let me know. This is quite opaque, of course. It's Naples. I've always been a fan of the reddish Naples. I love Naples in general. Isn't that nice? Nice opacity. Recently, I used that etcher. If y'all saw that review video about my mid-range watercolors, I'll link it below. And Etcher was one of the brands that I played with. And I feel like they called their Naples just plain old Naples yellow. And I felt like it was more of a Naples reddish. It was just a little bit of a misnomer. Not sure why I'm sharing that other than it popped into my head. Welcome to my creative stream of consciousness. Lovely. This is what I believe to be the flesh. Hello. Etcher Golds. Yeah, it was pretty. It was a really pretty color. I'm just labeling this bad boy. If you're just popping in, friends, I'm doing a blind react to a little bit of a Roman Szmal haul that I indulged in. This next one is Aquarius Red. And again, anything that has the name Aquarius in it is what I understand to be something exclusive to this brand in terms of pigment formulation or paint formulation. All right. Oh, that red is just so pigmented. Transparent. Lovely transparency. Look how that shears down. Let me just fill this in. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a little bit of water into these previous just to push them around a little bit. This one is doing some wild things. Love that. Love, love, love that Aquarius red. Okay, friends, it's cherry time. It's cherry time. This is the cherry quinacridone. I really hope I'm saying that correctly now. Someone commented recently correcting my pronunciation, and I was like, you should hear me say, I'm going to mispronounce this one. You should hear me say, I don't know, is it Asiago cheese or Asagio? Because I think I say Asagio, and I think that is completely wrong. So I was like, yeah, you're just going to have to, oh, this is glorious. This is just like a quintessential like coral in my brain. A little opaque. I gotta tell you, a little opaque. I understand why this one gets all of the woohoos and whoop-de-doos because it is worthy. It is worthy. There's definitely an opaque factor going on there, which makes me happy, happy, happy. All right. Sally says she loves her Roman Szmal paints. Oh, and these comments are going too fast. You did the freezer thing and it helped. Good to know. I tried tons of different brands of paints, and my favorite thing about them is that how great they work for line art. Oh, Sally, you just spoke to my heart. What's the name of the corally one again? It's cherry quinacridone. I'm so happy watching you feel the love of these glorious paints, Karen says. Thanks, Karen. I am feeling the love. Heck yeah. Oh, look at me smudging up my lovely, you know, it wouldn't be a Christie painting session if I wasn't getting sloppy in my joy. At least we know that one's a little staining, whatever that was. All right, all right. Aquarius orange. Again, indicating this is another unique formulation to the brand. Let's get on it. This one little trickier to re-wet, interestingly enough. Feels sheer right off the bat. I can already tell this color is just singing. She is singing. And I'm going to back into it with a damp brush, rinse, and back into it some more. Oh, yeah. Oof. Oof. These are lovely. These are just lovely. Look at that. Look at that. Now let's go back here with a rinse brush and drop some, oh, that wasn't rinsed enough. Had a little orange on it. Oh, well. Drop in some water, and you can see some of the interesting things happening with these as they dry. Now that yellow Quin D, which I still don't know what the heck I was, what that was shorthand for. Can't remember. Good heavens, Christy Rice. All right, let's keep going. Pulling this bad boy out. This is another quinacridone. This is Scarlet. Quin Scarlet. Anybody have ideas? I want to hear how you store your swatches, binders with plastic covers. Like what? This is like a little rusty. Not what I was expecting. Like a semi-transparent maybe. It's my guess. Don't really know. Just going based on instinct and feeling the paint underhand. That's lovely. I'm just going to load up here at the top a little more. Rusty, though. I was not expecting that. Just lovely. Very pleased with these. Watching you paint is so satisfying. May I ask why we put water on? Oh, I like to see how when I kind of interrupt the painted surface with clean water, what happens. That's sometimes how, like if a paint is going to granulate, that is one of the ways to get it to granulate. If a paint is going to do anything curious, a great way is a great way to kind of force it to do the things is to drop a little clean drop of water and kind of manipulate the painted surface. This is permanent alizarin crimson, which is nice. This one's going to be light fast. Now this one, I'm not seeing this as a true alizarin, although this color is lovely. A true alizarin is definitely more like burgundy, whereas this one's got a lot of pinkiness in it, which, hey, I'm all for it. And when we got pinks that are light fast, it's a good thing. Nothing wrong with light fast, but y'all know how I feel about light fastness. Like, just, protect your work. All will be well. I know that's simplifying, maybe oversimplifying for some, but that's how I feel. But that's still just lovely color. Nice and sheer. I'm new to watercolor painting. You make it look so easy and fun. Not always easy, but always fun. So I'm so grateful you're here. This next one is quinacridone purple. You are here to witness Christy trying to learn how to pronounce things properly, which is an uphill battle every single day. All right, backing into this Quin purple. It's pretty. Definitely pretty. Not as vibrant as I thought it would be. A little cloudy almost. I don't know. It's the best way I can think to describe I'm going to just drop some in there to the Quin Scarlet, into the, yeah, see, I'm interrupting that paint and it's allowing it to do some things. I can even go and continue to interrupt up here. Interesting. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? This one. We got this little love here. We're going to be going on to a new sheet soon. Ultramarine pink, y'all. Oh, this is Quin purple. Got to work on the design of these sheets. We need a little more writing space. And this is ultramarine pink. Fabulous. These are just re-wetting so beautifully. Remember, this is a honey-based formulation. This has got some opacity to it, which I'm a fan of. I was expecting like a punch in the face kind of color because it has ultramarine in the name. But, you know, whatever. I don't care what it's named. Does it function well and is it pretty? That's all that matters to me. I don't get hung up on the names. But given the name, I was expecting something a little different. All right, let me check out here if we've got questions popping up. I don't find these on Amazon. That's the only way I shop. I know they are only available, from what I understand, for us in the U.S. Jackson's. I looked on Amazon this weekend. And so, yeah, it's a bummer. All right, this one is Aquarius Green. This is another one of those interesting, specific to the brand. Ooh, I like it already. Extremely pigmented. These are all extremely pigmented. And let's see what she gonna do. Oh, this is interesting. Very interesting. Wonder, does this one, I feel like this might granulate. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. It's immediately doing some curious things. Friends, and I will be painting with these, so be sure to stick around if you're able. After I'm done swatching, and I'm about halfway through here, we are going to be painting. And I have a book today that I just love, the Botanical Bible. It's such a fun book. Lots of botanical illustrations, photographs in there, and I'm just going to be flipping through, and I'm just going to paint from the book. So I'm really excited about that. So if you want to stick around, I hope you can, or come back and watch the rest later if you have something to do. But there's that Aquarius Green, and I'm going to move on to another sheet, but not before I drop a little water into these and see what they do. So someone asked earlier, like, why am I dropping the water in? And if you can see, it forces these paints to show off. Like, look, this red, what it started to do. I just want to bring this down a little bit if I can. This particular, the Quinn Scarlet, actually, it appears like it might be granulating ever so slightly. Oh yeah, and this Aquarius Green is absolutely granulating. See, there's some like blue, some cool tones going on there. Oh yeah, it is granulating. It is granulating for sure. So I'm just going to make some notes here before we pass the page. I mean, highly pigmented, amazing price. I've heard, I haven't used White Nights yet, having a hard time getting them, but similarly priced to White Nights. They're definitely similarly priced to Rosa, which I reviewed recently. Fantastic brand. So much personality. And y'all know I am big into not being a one-trick pony when it comes to watercolor personalities. This is the kind of stuff that gets me crazy excited about life. So I'm a happy girl when these brands they just, you know, because they're just making paint for me. But anyhow, I get really excited when a brand really leans into the personality of watercolor. Question on screen: now is the time to get them on Jackson's. There's a 15% off sale. And if it's your first time ordering through Jackson's, it will give you an additional 10% off your first order. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Now, obviously, that is as of today. We're in late January 2023. So Team Replay, I apologize to get you overly excited if that's not the case when you're watching this. Love it. All right. Moving on to the next sheet. We are going to be painting real soon. Where did I end? Oh, where did this come from? Wait a minute. Where did my Aquarius green go? Oh dear. Wait, no, this is just the next color. Okay. So this one is Shadow Violet. Is that the one I want here? See, I have these out of order, but it's okay. Ocean Blue, Shadow Violet. I should have put that here. And then we get into the blues. I have a lot of blues and like violet things going on. Oh, goody. I forgot to label that one over the weekend. I had quite the weekend. Mineral Violet. Let's get that one up here before we go any further. Aquarius Green. Yeah, I don't know why I put that there, but I did. Don't judge me, y'all. I'm a free spirit. Mineral Violet. All right. As long as I got them swatched, I'm okay with it. Okay, so next up is going to be Shadow Violet. And this one we'll figure out. Shadow Violet. I've heard a lot about the Shadow Violet. Folks are super dupes excited about it. So I hope I am as well. Good heavens. Shadow Violet. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Nice. Opaque. I'm missing like a real, you know, pushing the gouache margins type of opacity, like some of my own Art for Joy's Sake palette options have, but I feel like we're getting it here. So Shadow Violet. Ooh, there's some like cool undertones in this. Almost like a, I don't know. I'm seeing like a green something or other. Anywho, look at that. Isn't that lovely? What would you suggest as the must-have colors to start a palette with this brand? You got to get that quinacridone. Did I say it right? Cherry. I already know I'm in love with this Shadow Violet, and this one is definitely, I think, going to granulate. Let's pull some real sheerness up here into the leaf. I definitely love that Quin Gold hue. Quinacridone Gold hue. And I'm still getting into it. Oh, and this, the Aquarius Green. I would recommend any of the colors that are specific to this brand. I'm always a fan of doing that with a new palette. And you can look at this. Look at the granulation. Look at as I'm lifting. Look at that granulation. Oh, look at the brightness of what's revealing itself. Ooh, so good. Mineral Violet is next. So I think there are like 7 or 10 colors that are exclusive to the brand, maybe more. I'm just going off of memory. I would definitely pick those up. The cherry, anything that says Aquarius, these shadows, and I'm guessing I'm gonna love this Mineral Violet. That just based on where I'm at right now in the swatching is what I'm thinking. Oh, here we go. Karen says the Jane Blundell, she apparently has a palette with them. Is so good to start with. Yeah, there are some artist curated palettes. I just kind of went rogue and did my own thing. So I appreciate you sharing that info. And this is pretty. I wonder if this is going to granulate. Mineral Violet here, friends. We are mineral violeting our butts off right now. If you're just joining in. Is this, I mean, mineral in the name, it makes me think we're going to have some granulation. Now let's continue to shove this one around. Oh my. I think, is the Shadow Violet the dupe for Moonglow? Feeling like it is. Can anybody confirm that? Is this the official dupe for Moonglow per user judgment? Yeah, Mineral Violet, definitely granulating. It seems to be a softer effect versus the Shadow Violet. Yes, it is the dupe, Karen says. Yes, yes. The Mineral Violet is lovely. I am not a big purple fan, but this one's got some attitude that I'm digging. Like the coverage and mass tone, not opaque, but it's intense. And whew, I think it's tinting strength. See, I think that's what's going on here. Could be quite high if I had to guess. All right, before I get overly obsessed. Okay, and then I put the Aquarius green, and I don't, you know what the problem is? I think I only have one green that I purchased. All right, let's give, let me just make sure I don't have any more situations here of things being out of what I think the order should be, at least at this stage. Yeah. All right, good, good, good. Ocean blue. That probably has some green in it, so. And this needs to come down here for later. Sorry, y'all. Just talking myself through my organization live. All right. Where did you get the swatch sheets? I had my team design them. We're working on a release, a download release of these, but we're perfecting them. And part of perfecting them is me using them and to see what I'd want to change about them. Oh, hi. My hands are dirty, apparently. So we're still working on a bunch of options for a swatch sheet download that we're going to be offering on christyrice.com. All right, let's get it. Oh, ocean blue. I think from what I've learned and researched about this, I mean, look at the turquoisey amazingness. And I think it shears down to the softest, loveliest seascape adoring sheerness. Yep. As it shears down, it tones down. Like it tone isn't the right word. It's shading down a little bit, like almost if it were mixed with a little bit of gray or black. And that is so curious to me. Like, look at this right here. Doesn't that look less saturated as a sheer wash? I find that incredibly interesting. Oh, this one's granulating, y'all. This one is granulating. Roman, you are a wild man. Is Roman even still alive? But let me tell you what, these pigments are crazy fun. I wish I had them in my life sooner. Oh, I'm just playing. Let's go drop some water into clean water, mind you, into Mineral Violet. I gotta be honest, I thought Shadow Violet was gonna continue to show off some things. I mean, there's definitely some things going on, but it kind of stalled a little bit. So I'm gonna shove it around even more. Remember lifting, oh, there we go. Look at the green happening in that Shadow Violet, for the love. Yes, he just did an interview on the Jackson site. Okay, good. Roman, for the love of watercolor. You're a genius, Roman. Whew. Good man. Good man. Dang. All right. All right. All right. Let's move on. Remember, friends, we're going to be painting soon. This is Cobalt. Cobalt. And don't worry, I'm going to push around that ocean blue a little bit soon to see what else it's going to reveal. Actually, while I've got a clean brush, let's go ahead and really lift here to see. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely granulating, but it's a softer effect than what's going on with Shadow Violet, but super cool. Very distinct from, you know, Shadow Violet and Mineral Violet are definitely not close and could certainly both be an insane addition to your palette in this brand. Insane being a really good thing. All right. All right. Keep the questions coming. I'm here for it. Nice clean color. Don't think this bad boy is gonna, let's see. There's a little bit of a creaminess to it. I wouldn't say opaque. But very clean. Interesting. Not the most exciting cobalt that I've encountered, but it's my first foray with this particular cobalt. Sometimes you gotta like let paints move and groove in your brain for a little while before you make your final call. And I'm just pushing around the ocean blue as she dries. Yeah, definitely some granulation, some warm granulation, which warm granulation is harder to produce. So I'm curious, very curious about this. Love it. Love it. What do you mean by granulation? Okay. I'm sure there's going to be folks in the audience that are going to be better and more scientifically able to describe this, but the paint particles, to my understanding, are larger and come to the surface easier as the paint is kind of manipulated on the page, separate all the things. So it's basically like you're actually seeing granules of pigment as the paint dries. All right, this is the unmarked. I got really excited when I started opening these. I think this is ultramarine. There's an ultramarine, I think it's called Intense. I think that's what this is. If anybody can confirm that for me, but I think that's it. I mean, can you imagine an Intense ultramarine? I got really excited when I saw this as an option. I was like, well, that's coming home with me. And it is indeed. Clarity is through the roof as expected. Just yes. 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 Newbie here. What is the importance of granulation? Why would I want it? How do I know if my paints do it? Amazing question. Granulation, I believe, is very much a preference. You don't need it necessarily. If you like very traditional, clean, sheer, a lot of clarity, you don't like a lot of noise or texture in your paintings, granulation is not going to be for you. There are plenty of folks that I encounter and they're like, I just don't like granulating pigments. So I would definitely, you know, when you have the budget, grab yourself. Quite honestly, my favorite granulating pigments are 31 Purple Fish. They are handmade. Go grab yourself one of her pans of granulating, very affordable, and have one to play around with. I think she even does half pans, Ultramarine Intense. I think this is what it's called. To see if you love it or watch some videos. Schmenka has I think right now it's a 45 color range. Oh, this one doesn't re-wet as easily. I'm curious. This is called Royal Blue. How this is going to do. Okay, very creamy, more opaque. One of them, probably the most opaque of the whole shebang. So in terms of granulating, I'm a person that likes just wildness, unpredictability in my watercolors. I love, like, I strive to create happy accidents. I don't know if that's an oxymoron, because if you're just trying to do them, are they even accidents anymore? But I think you know where I'm going with this. This is lovely. I love. Thank you, Roman, for bringing in some super dupes opaqueness into this collection. We love you. Okay. Ocean Blue, win-win. My guess is there's some PW6 in that bad boy. I don't have the wrapper anymore, so someone else can tell me if I'm right. I know. I just called out a pigment number. Shocking. You guys are gonna have like, you're just gonna fall down from shock. Okay. Pisbiz Gray. I'm so sorry. I really am not trying to be disrespectful. I'm actually just trying to remember. Someone very kindly gave me the phonetic spelling of this earlier, and I'm trying to remember it. Okay. Nice coverage. I don't know if I would necessarily say opaque, but lending purple, kind of like a Payne's. And I think it's going to granulate for sure. I think I've seen some swatches of this one. Yeah, it's like a crazy granulator, if I remember. Yeah, look at what's happening, like almost immediately. Let's let her dry for a hot moment. And let's just boss her around a little bit. BY. SZ Gray. No, it's EY. Anyway, I spelled it wrong. E. All right. Did I write ocean blue twice? Oh, for the love. Did I get ocean blue? No. Royal. Thank you. Hi. This is probably killing my type A's here. Well, you know what we'll do? It's actually killing me a little bit that I screwed that up. My nice little swatch moment here. So we're just gonna cover up my mistake and really test the opacity at master of this pigment. Friends, don't forget, I am going to be painting so soon. Let's go in and bully the gray here, the Piz gray. I hope I'm saying that right. I feel like I'm, oh yeah, this one is super granulating. More about the texture and versus the new color being revealed. That's the other thing about granulating pigments. They typically, they are, I believe, most of them. I mean, there's naturally granulating colors that are single pigment, but then a lot of these are blends and multi-pigment, and they kind of reveal, different colors. This one doesn't seem to be revealing as much. There's like a gray and then like a purple, but it's subtle. I thought I was going to be more excited about that one. I'm not going to lie. So fun. Life happens. I think the one is Moonglow dupe. Oh, is this one the Moonglow dupe? I could see that. Love it. Only God is perfect. Amen and hallelujah. Okay, yeah, Dion says this one might be the Moonglow dupe. I think you're right. This one feels more like the Moonglow dupe. And in that case, there's more color separation in Moonglow from my memory. And I haven't used Moonglow in a hot minute. Okay. Next, Shadow Gray. EY, Christy Rice. Okay. How we feeling? Having a good time? Head into comments and let me know you're still with me. I know I got a lot of gray, purpley things happening here, but I was just too curious. I will let you know which one that maybe I wouldn't invest in, knowing what I know now. Not that any of these are bad. Ooh, Shadow Gray is interesting me more than this gray, just right out the gate. Now that could change as it dries, so let's give it a moment. And while we're doing that with a clean brush, I'm just going to drag some of this up here to see the sheerness, the super washed outness. I'm going to do the same here. I'm just going to drag up a little bit and see what it wants to do. Is this one going to granulate? With the name Shadow in it. Yeah, there's some granulation going on there, but not necessarily color separation. Ooh, a pretty, very curious, lovely situation there. Love that. Hello, Gina. Jerwood says, I use Shadow Gray instead of Payne's Gray. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just going to say that feels like they're Payne's. Love that moody Shadow Gray. Yes. Yeah, the gray, it's got such an intensity at full coverage. I love that. That could be some magic for line work. Lots of fun stuff. Let's bully around some of these, see what's happening up here. This Shadow Violet is gorgeous. Cobalt. The Ocean Blue, remarkable. Did you get any greens? I got one green. This is what happens to me. Although I feel like I got the best green. This is Aquarius green. Super granulating. Let's actually go ahead and reveal even more of that because there's some incredible stuff happening as it's drying here. Look at that. There's almost like a turquoise undertone, and then the warm yellow undertone there. I mean, just lovely. Yeah, but a little light on greens. The swatching deck is of my own design. It's in development. We are perfecting it. We are working on, we've got leaf shape, hearts. We've got, y'all know how I do the color bumping and the overlapping swatching. Well, we've got a swatch page that has circles that overlap each other and a space to write the name of each. Yeah, so some fun stuff coming. Do you have a way to check how staining they are? I mean, I could go in and just try to lift. I don't do those super informative swatches, you know, where there's all the different areas, different quadrants. But you could certainly, I think, a quick test would be, once these are all dry, go ahead and do some lifting across, you know, one of the petals. And I think that would be a good idea. I love the smiley face next to the typo. Suggestions on the green. Virginia's asking for suggestions from Karen. Karen, bring it on. I would love to hear your suggestions. All right, coming up is their buff. Buff titanium, y'all, is one of my favorites in the world because it creates the coolest mixes and it makes other paints do wild things. And so let's see Roman's version of buff, a good buff in my world, of course, high opacity and non-yellow. I've used some that are kind of like, it's like they just kind of added a little white to Naples and called it done. I don't know. Maybe that's actually the formulation of this one. I don't know. At least I'm honest about my points of ignorance. This is lovely. A little more yellow. We'll see. Let's see how it dries. Lovely opacity. Okay. Next up, Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge what? Because there's Blue Ridge. Christy. Blue. Okay, so this is Blue Ridge Raw Sienna. We'll see what the other Blue Ridge is. Let's do the Raw Sienna first. Christy Rice. Maybe there is just a Blue Ridge. Anybody? Karen? Karen, can you confirm if there's just a Blue Ridge in addition to the Blue Ridge Raw Sienna? Perylene Green. Never know if I'm pronouncing that right. Karen's recommending Perylene Green. She's on her third full pan. Will I glaze a bit? Sure, that's why I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint. Will you glaze a bit and see how these hold? Yeah, when I paint, I'll do some glazing, hopefully get to that. All right, so Blue Ridge Raw, I believe. Raw Sienna, yep. So if you're new here, friends, this is your highly unscientific swatching episode for this marvelous brand, Roman Szmal. And we are just having so much fun. This is lovely. Definitely got some opaqueness going on. This was one of the ones when I was shopping on Jackson's. The on-screen swatch got me very curious. It was a sienna like no other that I have experienced. And yeah, and that seems to definitely be the case here. Let's just pull out some here up into a wash. And yes, we're going outside the lines. Who cares? This buff titanium is nice and neutral. Very, very lovely. Does seem like there's just a, gosh, is that a slight granulation there? I don't know. I could be dreaming it. I do have new glasses. Who knows? Maybe the prescription's wonky. All right, let's see. Let's see. Misty Morning. I thought I got Misty Morning, but I didn't swatch Misty Morning, did I? I thought I purchased Misty Morning. Maybe it was on back order. Perylene Green Deep. There is Blue Ridge Burnt Sienna. Right. But I have this one here that I just have written Blue Ridge. Oh, man. This is my problem. I get really excited about things. And then my free-spiritedness takes over. And then I miss some things. We'll figure it out. All right. Mystery color. Somebody tell me. The warm sienna kind of arena here. Maybe this isn't Blue Ridge Raw Sienna. I'm wondering if that's the problem. Maybe this one is Blue Ridge Raw Sienna. Help me out, friends. Help me out. If you're new here again, friends, let me explain away some of my craziness. I am a free-spirited professional watercolor artist who isn't an expert in all things pigment science. I just have fun. I am a massive watercolor collector, and I know fully well that many of you are much more knowledgeable about the sciencey things than me, and I welcome your commentary. I'm here to teach you how to be joyful, free-spirited, and to learn the rules and then quickly know how to break them. All right, let's see. Nice. Let's see if anybody has an answer for me. Burnt Sienna or Mars Red. They're both lovely. I know they are. They are. Blue Ridge Raw. And I have both. Okay, so is the more red one Blue Ridge Raw and Burnt Sienna? Oh, this is Blue Ridge Raw Sienna and this is burnt. Blue Ridge Burnt Sienna. Okay, all right, all right. That makes more sense. Okay, thank you. Wow. My left brain and my right brain, when they try to mingle, they get in a fight. Blue Ridge Burnt Sienna. Okay, last but certainly not least is Aquarius Brown. So again, it's got the name Aquarius in there, friends, which means it's something specific to the formulation, is specific to Roman. Roman, we love you. Wouldn't it be fun if Roman came and commented on this video? That would be exciting. Does he have a YouTube account? Probably. He probably doesn't run it because he's famous paint maker man. That's okay. That is completely acceptable. This is lovely. Feel like it might granulate or something. It's doing some things. While I'm letting it do its things, we'll go back up to Shadow Gray. I thought it was going to be a little different. I still like it. I still like it. This Biz Gray, Biz Gray, goodness gracious, not excited. No. That is the one thing I would, at this point, I think I can confidently state you could leave that off your list. Now, because I feel like this and Shadow Violet are very similar. You can see some of the cool granulation up here, as you can see here. But if you're more into granulation, the Shadow Violet is a more intense granulation. So I don't know. Yep, got some granulation going here in this Aquarius Brown. Lovely. Nice, nice. Washes down. Washes down. How does, I thought it would have gone a little more bright in the wash. It's going a little more dull. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Let's go and push around the raw sienna, the Blue Ridge Raw. See if anything interesting wants to reveal itself. Smooth that out. That was just heavy pigment there. All right. Okay, let's see where we're at. Lots of comments. I can't keep up. Yeah, lots of folks telling me. Derwitz says, I think Aquarius brown is like Lunar Earth from Daniel Smith. Nice. Aquarius brown is, yeah, Daniel Smith, another Lunar Earth comment. Chink, show me a Coke. How exciting. Yes, the swatch sheets are. Yeah, Jerwood agrees with my shadow violet, gray analysis. Definitely prefer shadow violet. Absolutely. All right. All right. All right. Let's just take a quick look overall. This is where we're at. Definitely, Mama needs some greens. Yeah, I had a brain fart when I ordered, clearly. Yes, I did just say brain fart on a live. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. If you're having fun, friends, go ahead and give this video a boop. Ooh, look at how that cobalt washes out from a more dry area. That's pretty. That's nice. I think sometimes it's so overlooked to really examine how a particular color washes out, because so much magic can happen in those really subtle moments. Anywho, I digress. Gorgeous. Lovely, lovely. I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm going to push back on this Aquarius orange a bit. Some lifting. That one seems to be pretty staining. Going to lift out on this Quin purple. Nice lift. These aren't dry long, so let's leave them be for a little bit longer. But gorgeous. All of these paints are so yummy. Yes, indeed, Karen. I agree with you. Yes. All right. I'm going to start painting, friends. So don't head out, because I'm going to paint. If you can stick with me, I'm going to be painting. And guess what? Guess what? This is for Team Live. I'm going to be painting with some of my new brushes. Friends, if you're Team Replay, these brushes should be available unless they're out of stock for whatever reason. But this is the Free From Fear brush collection, except for that one. And yeah, this right here is your Free From Fear brush collection. I'm going to be painting with it. Friends, if you're not on our email list, let me see if Kelly can put up a QR code to our email list, because I would highly advise you to get on it, because there's going to be some discount opportunities. And even Team Replay, there are always discount opportunities popping up with my own brand of art supplies for different reasons. So if you want to get on that list, hi, sketchbook fell on the floor. If you want to be on that list to be in the know when there's an opportunity for receiving a discount, then I highly recommend getting on our email list, because that's how you'll find out. It's called the Never Annoying email list, because I feel very strongly about just that, not being annoying. You will not get something from us every day. You most likely will not even get something from us every week. So go ahead and join us. But here is the book I'm going to be working from today. I'm just going to play. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll see what happens. The Botanical Bible. Love this. I'm going to link that below. Put that in my Amazon shop. So if you're curious and want to grab something, you can. This book, I have yet to fully dive into this book. I've used it for photo reference. As you can tell, it still looks like brand new. There are recipes in here. Anywho, I'm just going to flip to random pages and just start painting a kind of a composition from it. I'm going to be using my Stonehenge cold press. Legion just sent me some paper to play with, and this is their block. They actually have done a full-blown fully glued on 3 sides, partially glued on 1 side block. Very exciting, because their pads previously were just very loosely glued on like 2 sides, I think, and I struggled with that. So let's move these on over here. And let's get to it. I'm going to start with my number 12 round, friends. This is my Creative Rebel brush, because, yeah, super fun. Let's get into it. Keep the questions coming. Yes, this is a lovely paper. I just filmed a comparison between this paper and Arch's cold press. It's going to be really fun for y'all to see the results. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spray these down. Ooh, they light up when the water hits them. All right, I want to get the palette in full view here. I'm going to go ahead and paint these little yellow. They almost look like California poppies. I'm going to start with those and my number 12, and let's get into it. Let's just get into it. All right. Kelly, you can go ahead and remove that QR code. Wet on dry, friends. Really trying to take advantage of the natural shape of this brush. And I'm going right into my only, is this my green? No. Which one's my green? Where is it? There it is. And we're just gonna, again, a little bit of wet on wet right there at the base. And I'm holding it down really far, and I'm gonna go ahead and use almost a fully perpendicular hold so I can get a lot of control and thinness out of that. And let's get in some of those thin green areas. So super thin lines kind of radiating out from the central line. And then just a few press and lifts at various angles to create that ruffliness. Yeah, love that. Let's do another reload just slightly. Another one here, smaller. And a few press and lifts, press and lifts. And let's go ahead and get another big stem coming out from here. I'm letting the paint run out to get some texture going. You can even see the granulating in such a small area. That's fantastic. And another little bud here. Ah, I wish those weren't at the same height. Let me see if I can kind of drop down and make it so those aren't at the same height. That was a compositional womp. It's all right. And we're going to get a little bit more of that Aquarius green and head up into here and let some of it, I'm pushing it up into the yellow. Push, push, push. And then let's come out real thin line, holding it way far down on that ferrule. And press and lift just with the tip. Press and lift. Get a couple more lines in there. And then we're going to turn the page in this inspiration book to find out what we're going to add next. Coming in late, but do you love them? I love them. Tiffany, I love them. They're incredible. There's a recommendation of the travel palette in here. Serendipity Soul says, watching your hands hold and move the brush as you lay your paint down is nothing short of magical, Christy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. This is a really fun page right here. Got some zinnias. Those zinnias almost look like they're made out of wood, or like they're like a zinnia mushroom hybrid. So interesting. Some pretty leaves here. I'm gonna try something like that because I look at what's happening there. So pretty. So pretty. How do we get your new brushes? Friends, make sure you're signed up for our email list so you'll be the first to know when they launch. Amazon launches are funky. It's very difficult to determine an exact launch date. Still using this number 12 round Creative Rebel brush. So the best thing is for you to be on that email list. I swear it's not a ploy to get you to join my email list, but Amazon launches are just wonky weird. And so we literally, the day we launch, there probably won't be much more than a few hours notice. But if you're on that list, you're going to be getting the notice first, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to make that larger and do some lifting because I want to show off some of this granulation in this Aquarius green. I added a little bit of I think this was the royal blue for opacity. Lovely. All right, I'm going to do this orange flower because I got that Aquarius orange and I'm burning in my heart to use. So let's use it. Which one is she? Is this? Yeah, Aquarius orange is right there. I'm going to load up. I'm going to switch brushes actually. Let me not waste the paint. on this bad boy. Now I'm holding out further. I want less control. Less control. I want some of the tentativeness of holding a brush out that far to shine through and add character. So that's some of the cherry quinacridone. I'll tell you what, I had to go to speech class in grade school. I had all sorts of weird speech things. Apparently, I'm not changing my brush because I'm liking this slightly awkwardness of this application. I'm going back into that Quin Cherry. And yeah. Yeah, I think it's such a powerful lesson to learn. We shouldn't avoid an awkward handholds on our brushes because that awkwardness can just absolutely explode in terms of personality, and the result of a shape you're making or a brush stroke that you've laid down quickly and breezily. So let's back out some of this color, lift it out. Look at that. Nice. Oh, that's nice. Cat's tongue, get in some of the center yellow. I'm just going to dab in some. Oh, my brush is dirty. Just dabbing in with the tip of this cat's tongue. This is the Find Your Weird brush, my friends, because I have to name everything. That's just how I am. It's I've been criticized. Folks are like, you're just making up new names for old techniques. Yes, it's exactly what I'm doing. Because it's a way for me to remember. It's a way for me to connect with the technique that I'm working on. It's a way for me to remember, like when I paint with two techniques and kind of make a hybrid of them on the page. So yeah. All right. All right. Friends, keep those questions coming. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have as I'm going here. I'm going to keep going with this cat's tongue. Just get some leaves in here. It's a little bit of a side view. Get some of that Aquarius green going. I love this larger cat's tongue. I've been painting with her for over a year. I've had my samples for quite a while, and she's very, she comes to a lovely, fine, very specific point, and super, super exciting to paint with. Yeah, the Aquarius green, friends, is out of this world. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm just going to flip to another page and just, I actually, before I do that, before this dries, there's some weirdness happening here. That's the one thing I will say about Stonehenge is that if you want a longer wet time, you know, longer drying time, Arches is got them beat by a bit. I have to watch a little more carefully. Ooh. Let's do some of these elderberries. But I might make them bigger. I don't know. Let's see. I think this is the, from memory. Which one is this? This is the, I think this is ultramarine pink. Is it? No, I think this is Quin purple. Some dots. I don't think this was the best brush for that, but it's okay. We'll work through it. I'm going to change the brush after I make these dots and then show you how I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to use my number 12 round with a almost perpendicular hold. Make sure it's a clean brush, but still quite damp. And we're going to go around, rinse, get that pigment off of there, round robin. I'm gonna wait for these to dry a little bit before I continue. I want these to dry to kind of get that berry vibe. Too much color is getting pushed around too quickly. I'm gonna try to correct that here a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. And let's just do some free form leafy pressed dragon lift, the classic leaves. Fun. Really pleased with this brand. Really inspired and energized by this brand. Definitely a home run overall. Look at that gorgeous dry brush I'm getting with that. I think this is the ocean blue. Yeah, I knew. I gotta say, I think the ocean blue is is the forerunner here to be my favorite. It's just full of some of the most wicked personality. Look at the glazing here, friends. You've been asking about glazing, and this leaf isn't even dry that long, and I'm able to get a lovely glaze over that without things, you know, blending too much. Now, of course, remember, hasn't been dry that long. Look at that. Gorgeous. Yes, this is Legion, Stonehenge Legion. Yep. Yep. Friends, we have more people here right now than we did a half an hour ago. That's fantastic. Yes, that almost looks like gouache. And yeah, the glazing is wow. Absolutely. What's the color with ocean blue in the leaves? That is, you mean this one? I think that's called Royal. I think I started with the Royal. It's more opaque. Yeah, that's the Royal blue. So Royal blue, here's Royal blue. This is Aquarius green. And then these are all ocean blue, but with a dirty brush. So they're not pure ocean blue. All right, let that purple dry a little bit and let's go back in. And my brush is not clean, but we're gonna fix that. I'm okay with that. And just round, and just let that color pull out and just rinse in between each one, or you're gonna be dragging too much color around the page into these other berries. You want a clean brush as you maneuver through. This is just a kind of really hack-like approach to berries, loose watercolor approach to berries, but I find it super fun. It's not a realistic approach, obviously, but I find it really fun. A little more color in the center there. Rinse. And so you're almost scrubbing some of the color away, but I find it more to be like you're repositioning the color. Nice. Love that. And it works too. You can do kind of a, you know, like a 30-degree hold. You don't have to do a perpendicular hold to make that work. You can exaggerate some of the darker centers. If you want to go back in there, these areas are damp. I wouldn't touch anything in here. Very, very wet. So I don't like the shadow my book is casting right now. I'm going to add in the red elderberry stems later. We're going to move on. Oh, what are these? Chestnuts? What are these? We've got so many pretty browns. I feel like this is something we need to explore. Chestnuts. The berries are really pretty. Thank you. I know. I love berries. Oh, hi. I mixed a little purple in there unknowingly. I'm gonna do... Now I'm starting to think composition. Yeah. I'm going to go off the page today. Don't do that. I've been going off the page more and more, and I'm going to break the rule I just mentioned, and I'm going to bust right into the personal space of those berries a little bit and let some of that purple work its way out into my little... I'm just going to set... I don't know what this is. The glazing. Look, again, the glazing. It's fantastic. I'm still using this number 12 round from the new collection. Dirty brush, dragging some brown out, creating these like palm-like strokes. Kind of got this interesting like bouquet spray, whatever. We just playing. We playing. Let's get a couple more berries started over here. And let's really test the glazing. Oh, yeah. And then I almost want this to be like a cascade of berries. So I'm going to add just a few more up here to thin out this like very organic like swag that I've slowly been developing here. Kind of swags down, and that's lessening the effect of this weird V situation. But again, this is just us playing and having fun. I highly recommend after a swatching session, go right into a quick painting and get into those paints. This is the reason why I've always shied away from swatching, because I wanted to get right into the paints, right? So that is my recommendation. Get into those paints. Let's look at some glazing here. This is a little opaque. I don't want to be picking up too much color because I literally just, now that blended, but even still, I can still see the effects of the glazing, even though I just laid down these strokes like a minute ago. Not too shabby. Look at that. Really fun stuff happening here. Get in some of that Quin Gold. Dab in some of that Quin Gold here. Here. I love these like chestnut, like, I don't want to take the time to like read the book while I'm live, but to find out what they really are. But they definitely have a chestnut vibe for sure. And it gives me an excuse to use all of these lovely browns. And then let's go ahead and get one that's in full view up here because things are looking a little too abstract. Where did that is this the Aquarius brown? No. Where did my Aquarius brown go? Here it is. Let's see. I've got a little hair on the end of this brush. It's driving me nuts. Friends, are you still with me? If you are, say hey. Keep those questions coming. I'm here for you. Oh, that's nice. Here for you, here for you. I have learned that placing my pinky out like Christy does, I have more control. Yep, yep, yep. Definitely gives you more control to kind of balance with that pinky. All right, I'm going to get in some of the branchy moments, and I'm painting from this inspiration. Maybe they're, I don't know. All right, I want to look. Oh, these are dates. Are they dates? Maybe these are dates. It doesn't matter. They're lovely. And I have an inspiration image. And I'm going to use it. Just little dabs. Almost like a little smiley face with the very tip of the brush. That's kind of how I'm creating that texture. That kind of branchy, very unique branchy. Okay, cat hair already in my brushes. You've got to be kidding me. I've only had them since like Tuesday and I already have cat hair in them. Eek. All right. And then when this dries a little bit, I'll go and put a wash over top to kind of connect those marks and soften them. All right, I'm going to do this a little more of an angled hold going around with clean water. Quickly with a very light touch. These are still pretty wet, so I don't want to disturb too much of that pigment. This one up here, it's very wet. Let's see. Ooh. Nice glazing. Nice, nice. That works. That works. That works. Friends, I got to ask, are you enjoying this kind of swatching video, longer live, where I'm swatching and then painting? Is it interesting enough? Are you getting enough out of it? Is it worth you investing your time in today? Please be honest. I am always looking to improve the content here on my channel. Oh, look at that bleed right there with that ocean blue and that purple. So good. So please be honest. Let me know how you're feeling about this content today. I had a video scheduled for today, but when my paints arrived much quicker, I might add, than anticipated, I was like, nope, nobody, nope, I'm going live. So very much an instinctual decision, but I want to make sure a valuable one for you as my dear, dear viewers. Okay, lots. Yes, it is for me, says Tara, Serendipity Soul. I love this. I'm here for it, and we'll replay it too. Awesome. Okay, love that feedback. Keep it coming. Karen's enjoying her butt off. That's amazing. That's a very Christy comment. I love that. Let's go in. We need to balance this like little upside down teepee yellow situation. Some smaller moments of yellow. And get some balance there. I'm feeling some liner brush action, please. Because you know, for me, the liner brush is my life's love, makes me happy, makes me feel alive. So when I'm building a composition, I will often, if you've been around for more than a hot minute, you know, as I build compositions, I very early will start to add linear detail, dark shadows, and it's a way for me to connect with kind of the future of what my painting's potential is. I need to see glimpses of that future. It's very helpful for me. Gosh, I've never really verbalized it that way, but it's like being able to be your own kind of, you know, like a fortune teller in your own work, to start adding small moments of detail that you maybe wouldn't normally add until later on, is extremely powerful, in my opinion. Got a not so fun comment today, but friends, I'm definitely developing a thicker skin. I'm very happy to report, but I actually wanted to bring it up because basically it was talking about, you know, that my brushes are the cheapest quality out there, and the handles are thin, and, you know, so on and so forth. And I actually, as I was holding this liner brush, I was thinking about the kind of the ergonomics, is that the right word, of my brushes. They're short handled by design. They have a very specific taper by design. And, you know, I wanted to address fatigue, hand fatigue. And I have a couple brushes, and I won't show the brand name on these, but it's super important. Like the thickness of these compared to mine is more thick. And I actually find these brushes and some similar on the market much more tiresome to hold in terms of my own hand fatigue. And I am, you know, relatively speaking, I'm young-ish, you know. I don't have arthritis yet. And I find some of the traditional handles on these brushes to be, they don't let me paint as long comfortably. And so that was something I thought about. The handle length was very specifically chosen. We looked at a lot of options. So anywho, not at all. I'm good. I'm not mad. I'm not butthurt. But it brought up a really valid point that I actually don't talk about when you know, speaking about the brushes. So hand fatigue is so important, so important, and the tools that you use. And so yeah. Let's see. Are these watercolors recommendations? Is it good paint? It is incredible paint. If you're just hopping in, I've been swatching Szmal brand out of Poland. It's been around for a while. I have just gotten off of the, you know, the, I don't know, crawled out from my creative rock finally and picked up my starter palette of these. I am so impressed. Lots of personality, opaques, lots of granulation, lots of unique pigment formulation, paint formulations, unique pigments used. Fantastic. Glazing, there's lots of clarity, so we can glaze well. Obviously, the more opaque options aren't going to glaze as well, but that's just natural of opaque pigments. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Dion says she totally understands about the thickness of a brush. My favorite, I realize, are thinner than average. Yes, me too. Wendy says, oh, poo and pish. I use your brushes every day and have accidentally left them in water to soak, which they did not peel. Yes. Oh my gosh. I came in this morning, friends, as I continue to paint here, and I found my new Find Your Weird #6 cat's tongue just hanging out in the water. And I just about every time it happens, and it happens often. I'm very hard on my brushes. I just squealed, but took her out and she's lovely. But my point is that I actually, I'm very forgetful and I leave brushes in the water all the time. And as you can see, they hold up really well. I've been painting with the same two Art for Joy's Sake brushes for over a year, the same two for well over a year, and have like beat the living daylights out of them. And you know, this is just paint that I could scrub off, but they take a beating. They take a beating. And I knew when I designed them that they had to, because I designed them to be something that I couldn't destroy. So if I can't destroy them, then it's very unlikely that you will destroy them. All right, I'm just dipping between the ocean blue and the ocean blue and the Aquarius green to just get some line work action going on. Just adding some scribbly dots at the base of these little leaves here. Maybe even some just wispies, because I loved the greenery of these, which I believe these are California poppies. They had a really pretty wispiness to the filler greens in the inspiration image I was using. So I'm going to kind of exaggerate some of that with additional wispies. So I wouldn't spend too much time at this stage adding the linear detail, but like I said, I'll do a little creative forecasting for myself here, and so I can get a feel of where I might land towards the end of this painting, and it really helps me see where I want to go. So my point, adding details early can really help you visualize the kind of the life cycle of your painting as you're working. I find it very helpful. Let's make this the little rump end of what we think is a date now. Going in with some dark, and starting to resolve some of these dates. They're lovely, lovely little buggers. Really fun little filler situation. I wouldn't have thought of dates as a filler element, but I'm here for it. Here for it today. That's what's so exciting about watercolor, don't you think? That every day you have the opportunity, if you're going to put brush to paper, every day you have the opportunity to discover something new. And it's just incredibly enlightening to know that with just the opening of a block of watercolor paper and the touch of a brush, you could be on the verge of a discovery. Now, if that doesn't inspire you to paint when you're not feeling like it, I don't know what would. Let's remember that. I am just working on some of the tail end of these berries, adding some really, really kind of juicy, super syrupy color straight from the pan in a damp brush. It's dragging on the page. I want that strong coverage. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I like that. This spray of elderberry really helped resolve this odd compositional moment that was starting to reveal itself. I'm going into that cherry, forget it, quin cherry. And I'm gonna get in some of these red stems. I kind of call these like lazy stems. Elderberry stems are very like curved but short. They're like floppy, very very succulent. Like they can also be tricky to figure out placement, honestly. So I am using the 000 Making Magic brush from the Free From Fear brush collection. Friends, while we're here, while we're chit-chatting, while I'm resolving these little elderberries, can we give Kelly, our behind-the-scenes gal from Momental, my other brand, can we give her a hello and we love you and you're awesome? Because she is. She's making sure that I'm answering all your questions, popping some up on screen. I always miss Kelly when she's not here, and she's going to be here less and less because wedding season is well underway and her days are very full. So let's give Kelly some love. I like the triangular handles of detail brushes to prevent fatigue. Yes. Kelly's the bomb. kellysthebomb.com. We love Kelly. And some find thinner brush handles to be fatiguing. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Will you be selling your brushes individually at any point? I'd love to try one of your daggers. We do sell the 1/4" dagger currently individually. Kelly can pop that QR code up on the screen for christyrice.com. That has been the one brush that we do offer individually. And I'm always thinking about different ways to offer our supplies, different bundles. So it's definitely something I think about. It's not on the immediate horizon. But I will say this. I will say this about the whole sets. And I know a lot of you have cat's tongues and you have filberts and you have liner brushes, but all of my brushes were designed a very specific way and are going to function quite differently, perhaps, than some of the brushes you already have that are of the same shape. So just something to keep in mind. But I totally understand, like, you have your favorites and you don't need another this or that. I get it. So we're working on it. But yes, if you want to try that 1/4" dagger, she is the queen bee. Go ahead to that QR code and pick her up. You can make the most delicious detail moments with this 000. Super fun. A little less whimsical because you don't have that long line, because this little bad boy is going to hold even less paint. So you're not going to be able to get those like long line details with this brush, but I do adore the combination of tiny, thin, wispy marks with the control of this brush. I adore that kind of juxtaposition. And you can do press and lift to create some really finely detailed filler greenery and, details in ocean waves, in your seascapes. And oof, look at that. Yay. Yes, I'm clapping. Clapping for myself, clapping for Roman, clapping for watercolor. All of it. So good. Love it. Oh, this has been such fun. Yay. Just looking through comments, friends. Yes, we appreciate Kelly. More swirls, please. Yes. Love the detail on that one. That just lovely. I want to add this particular leaf loveliness. I enjoyed creating double load here between the Aquarius green and the ocean blue. And let's go ahead. I like pretend that she's like right there. Rinse and then head in. Not sure of the exact shape I want. She'll reveal herself to me. I'm using the 1/2-inch dagger from the original collection right now. Friends, we are going to be out of stock very soon. If you're team live, we're going to be out of stock very soon on the brush sets. And we're going to be out of stock for a little while, which is a bummer. It's always a bummer, but it happens. It especially happens after the holidays. So just a heads up. I like that. That worked out. Let's get a little bit of that royal blue in there because I really liked that addition. I did some of it over here. Wet on damp. Nice, nice. I'm using the filbert. Filbert doesn't hold as much water. Actually gives you a ton of control and makes some of the most deliciously distinct shapes. So lovely. I'm doing some contrast detailing here, going right on the edge of between the wet and the dry page. And I rinsed my brush just there, and I'm going to go backwards and lift back towards that dark line that I made. Get some interesting effects, especially with this granulating Aquarius green. I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that. Soften this down here with clean water. There we go. Nice. And a little asymmetry here to this leaf. She got a little too symmetrical. There we go. Nice. Now she can dry, and just bought your brush set, says Sue, and there's only 3 left. Oh, great. Yeah, I think we have like maybe 50 more on their way, but they're not going to last long. They're not. Using the number 12 here, find your Creative Rebel brush, and just press and lift, quick press and lift with just the tip. Just the tip. Press and lift, press and lift. A harder press for a bigger. You could do a little drag to go even bigger. Press, little drag. Press and lift, press and lift. Lovely. See if I can get a little detail. I'm grounding with my pinky. Perpendicular hold. Yeah, look at how thin we can get, even with the number 12. That's what I love most about this number 12. She comes to a longer point. I'll show you that. So you can get so much out of her. Love Roman Szmal. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. All right. Beautiful. Pleased with this. Friends, get those final questions in. We're going to be wrapping up for today. I have enjoyed this so much. Let's take a look at those swatches one more time. Head into comments too. If there is a color that you think I should add to this collection, like ASAP, I would love to know about it. So yeah, you let me know. But obviously that Perylene green, I'm definitely going to be grabbing that probably today. But just Roman Szmal, bravo, bravo, bravo. Team Replay, get into comments. Let me know which of these, maybe your top 3. I'd love to know your top 3 favorite from my first foray into this brand. Just wowzers, super fun. And I am definitely going to be continuing on this. I had such a blast with it. Where did you get your botanical book? On Amazon. I'm going to link it below. The question is about this book that I've been using as just random reference for today called the Botanical Bible. Excuse me. Plants, flowers, art, recipe, and other home remedies, growing, gathering, recipes and remedies, nature-inspired art, craft, and design. Apparently all the things, but it's a great book. So far, I've only been using it for photo reference. There's photos, illustrations, watercolors. It's really interesting book. So I'm going to link it below. JetX says that tubes are coming in Roman. Wonderful. That's fantastic. That's really good news. Not surprised though. Karen says Roman Szmal pans are hard to store. A great tip is to buy the plastic palette and remove the insides. They can hold up to 48 full pans. Yep. Absolutely. Great tip, because these, I do believe these are going to stay soft. Because they did reveal to be a little tricky when removing from the packaging and leaving some paint behind. So great. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. I have had such, yeah, okay. I'm going to get Misty Morning. I'm definitely going to get Misty Morning, Pearline Green. Most popular. Oh, Karen says Misty Morning. Karen, I should have invited you to this live. I feel like you are a Roman Szmal expert. I love it. I'm so grateful you're here. Awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you, friends. So, friends, I am signing off for now. This has been such a blast. You're going to want to watch this video next, because it's going to be all things swatching and how to swatch and how to just break out of the traditional swatching approach. Nothing wrong with it. But all right, friends, until next time, I wish you so much happy painting.